Guys and girls, welcome back to the channel. Today I am at Millennium Motorcycles in St Helens and I'm taking out one of their demo bikes. The weather's awful, it's raining, but I'm on two wheels, so stay with me and we'll see what it's all about. In fact, before we go, let me just show you what bikes they've got on demo, because there's loads. Just go down this side first. You've got Suzuki's GSX 8S, there's the 1000 version, there is the GSX S GT, there are KTMs, there's quite a few that aren't out as well, but what have we got there? The 690 and the 890, the Kawasaki Versys 1100, there's the Ninja SX 1100, the Vulcan S, the Z900, Vosges 625R, the Vosges Rallies are lined up. There's a couple of Royal Enfields as well. There's the Gorilla and the Classic 650. Then you've got the other Vosges lineups. You've got the 625, 525, 900 and the all new 800 in my favourite colours. All of these bikes are available for you to test ride. The only one I didn't show you then is the one that I'm on today. So let's just have a look at today's bike. This is today's bike. The reason I'm here rather than outside of Millennium is it's just a little bit crowded. I wouldn't get anything done outside. So yes, I am here in a car park. This is of course the Kawasaki Eliminator 500. Let's have a look around the usual way. I'll throw some specs at you as we're going. And I'm going to do it quickly because it's raining and I'm cold and I'm getting wet. Come on. There is your close-up. So we'll go around. Let's have a look at it from all angles and then we'll just get into the nitty-gritty of it all, and I'll point out some bits that I like. And you could see this is a brand new model, latest version that is available. Let's go safety first. So you can see at the front we've got some Nissan calipers on a 310mm front disc. There is just a single disc at the front. A 240mm disc at the rear, again Nissan calipers, so good spec brakes, and for the little ride I've done already I can confirm the brakes are exceptional. This has got the standard exhaust. Now it sounds alright, however there is something you need to know about the exhaust. Millennium have got a deal on at the minute. If you were to buy one of these, so you'd buy a brand new 25 plate, so it'll be registered 2025, the latest. However, it would be the 2024 model. Now the difference being the 2024 model has got slightly different paint scheme. That's it. The 2024 model on a 2025 plate, because they're not registered, but if you did that you would get one of these for £5,499, which is quite a big discount. But on top of that, mentioning the exhaust, they're actually throwing in a Arrow exhaust with it. Now that's about £700 extra that you're getting for free. So not only are you saving a small fortune on getting that version, you're actually saving because you're getting the exhaust as well, which for me is an essential, because while I like that exhaust, it's all right, but the drama of the slightly louder exhaust, that would be my option every time. Twin shocks at the back, and being a Kawasaki, yeah, you can't complain about the ride comfort. It is absolutely just a premium and beautiful place to sit. The seat is lovely, the main rider seat is lovely and cushioned, it's quite a wide seat as well. Rear seat isn't massive, but it's big enough. You can see with just my hand there, I'm going to get about 3 hands across, but it's quite narrow. You do have rear pegs for any passenger, but there isn't any grab handles or anything to speak of, so it is going to be a cuddle. It does just have a side stand, there is no centre stand on this one. This is the standard version. There is an SE model which is slightly more expensive. The SE model, from what I gather, has very little differences. You're paying a little bit more, and the only thing I've noticed is just the gaiters at the front. It's not a massive difference. Fuel tank on this is 13 litres, and it does take E5 and E10, so yeah, the good stuff and the cheaper stuff. Engine on this, it's a 451cc motor, it's a parallel twin, liquid cooled, and it delivers a 33 kilowatts of power. I'll put the horsepower on screen, yeah, just in case. But very shortly I'm going to take it for a ride. We're going to go on fast roads, slow roads, everything in between, and we'll see if that is enough, because for me it probably is, you know. The seat height on this is only 735 millimeters, so that makes it really easy for somebody with short legs. It does. Now the thing is with this bike as well, I've owned a Kawasaki Vulcan S, and it's got a similar kind of vibe to it, but where the Vulcan S has got the forward mounted pegs, they're slightly forward, but they're not as extreme as the Vulcan S. Well, I say extreme, I actually like them being further forward. These are more central, but they're in a nice position. Let's talk buttons. I'm having some issues with my camera or my microphone, so hopefully this isn't, or it doesn't sound too bad. So what we've got, buttons wise, you've got your horn, your indicators, there's a high and low beam, and there's some hazard lights. And then round the other side is the flash. Right hand side you've got your engine start and the engine cutoff. Sorry, it's very wet. You have got your speedo, there's the rev counter, there's gear indicators, there's total miles, and there is a fuel gauge. So I'm getting absolutely drenched here, and it is quite a busy car park. That is the walk round done. I'm going to take the bike for a ride now. If you've got any questions, if you need any more information about the bike, I will put a link in the description for Millennium Motorcycles, so just have a look, everything will be there. Now I've got both feet up. This bike is, I'm going to say, short person friendly. I don't feel scrunched up, but I think if you had longer legs you might. But for me it's perfect, and I think for anybody shorter than me it would be exactly the same, because my legs are just in a nice position. But yeah, I think any higher with the pegs, I think I probably would feel scrunched up. Which is why, if you are interested in a bike like this and you are taller, then most definitely go down to a place that has one, and Millennium obviously does, but go down to a place and sit on one, see what it's like for you. It's just very typically Kawasaki, and I don't mean that in a bad way, I actually mean that in a really positive way, because this bike just feels silky smooth. I don't like being in a car's blind spot, so let me just get out of that. Now this is of course that time of year where the leaves are on the floor, it is wet, the roads can be a bit slippy, and a work friend of mine has actually had a bit of a tumble recently, and he's putting it down to the weather and, you know, the floor being a little bit slippy, etc. So luckily he's alright, just what's he got, a broken collarbone. I say that's what I consider as alright nowadays, you know, broken collarbone. At least he's walking wounded, he lives to ride another day. So wish him a speedy recovery. It can be quite busy in St Helens in the daytime, as you can see. There's a lot of traffic about today, but that's normal for around here. But again, you know, this is why I like to do these reviews in real places. You know, I'm not saying I would turn down the opportunity to go and ride around some Spanish racetrack and in the warm and the dry. I'm not saying that, but I think for me personally, when I'm looking to buy a bike myself, I'm not overly arsed if that bike can rifle around a racetrack in the hot, sunny climate of wherever it may be, Portugal, Spain, LA. Yet they're brilliant to watch as far as videos go. However, I wouldn't make a purchase choice based on a video like that, just because I don't live in a place like that. I don't. It's nice to see bikes being absolutely tested to the limits on racetracks and gorgeous, dry, twisty, winey, sunny roads and yeah, all of that stuff. It's brilliant to watch and it's nice to see what the bike's capable of, but ultimately this is the kind of urban city town riding that I just can't escape from, because this is where I live, or not far from where I live. So I like to see what they're like in this kind of environment. And I live in the UK, so, you know, sunny and dry roads, yeah, you might get that for a month or two if you're lucky. But ultimately it comes down to this awful, cold, wet, miserable days, and that's what I like to see a bike doing, because this is what we get in the UK, and I need to see that the bike is going to perform well in this kind of environment. And this, so far, I'm actually really impressed with how nice it is and how easy it is to ride. And yeah, it's not the fastest bike, but it's got enough, you know. It's certainly faster than all the cars that are around me. No, it's not a rocket ship by any stretch, but it's enough. As far as going through a busy town and negotiating traffic and doing a little bit of filtering like this, it's fine for it, you know. I think it's helped, like a lot of cruisers are helped, by having a low seat. For a shorter rider as I am, having the seat as low as what this is really does help. Now I know it's not so much an issue if you're one of these tall lads or lasses that, you know, you don't have an issue with short legs. You're not going to be overly fussed about that, but for a lot of people it is a big deal. You need to have your feet touching the floor, and with a short bike you do. So the slow speed maneuvers, the slow speed filtering, and just the slow speed riding in general is always assisted with a low seat height. This doesn't have any wind protection, so yes, when you are doing 55 miles an hour, it does feel windy. Oh, slowing down to 40. Yeah, when you are going faster, you do notice the wind, of course you do, but that again, it's just the nature of bikes like this, isn't it? It's the nature of the beast. If you want a touring machine, there's always extras you can buy. If you were going to take this on the motorway a lot, or you were planning a little tour, you'd buy a screen for it, I'm sure, because yeah, once the speed picks up, you're going to get blown about a bit. Now we've got a faster road, or faster stretch of this road coming up, so let me get it up to 60 miles an hour. $60 an hour, yeah, just as expected really. It gets to 60 really easily. If let me just pick the speed up, motorway speeds now, I'm doing 70 miles an hour. Now, let me just try. Yeah, the brakes are really nice. I mean, it's just typically what you would get from a Kawasaki. And over the years, I've owned quite a few of them. And they're lovely bikes. They are, I'm going to call them, I think they are premium motorcycles. They're very, very, very well made. And as I'm constantly reminded, if you buy a Japanese motorcycle and look after it, your bike will last forever. And that's kind of my experience with owning Kawasaki's as well. I have had quite a few of them over the years, and I've never had any issues with any of them. I haven't. So I can't call the build quality in the slightest. The only thing I would say with this is it suffers with what a lot of Kawasaki's suffer with, and that is because it is so lovely and smooth and everything to ride, it lacks a little bit of drama. It does, and that is why, you know, just touching on what I mentioned on the walk round, where if you go for the 2024 model, which, let's face it, you'd be daft not to, but you're getting the big discount, but you're also getting the Arrow exhaust. And I do think this would benefit from having that exhaust. And I'm not talking about getting an obnoxious exhaust, an exhaust that's going to be just obscenely loud. But I think just having a little bit of more grunt to the noise would actually create that little bit of drama and make it a bit more exciting to ride. Because at the minute, it's nice to ride. In fact, it's lovely to ride. But it's just missing that little bit of giddiness for me that I would get if the noise was there. And it is just a no-brainer. It's a Kawasaki. I mean, there are 125s that cost £5,500, and you're getting a big bike, well, big-ish. You know, you're getting a bike that you can do motorway speeds on, that you can break the speed limits on. Not that I'm encouraging that, because you need to protect your license, but you're getting a nice Kawasaki motorcycle. If you're looking to downsize as well, there's potential for it suiting you as well for that purpose, because they're not particularly heavy. It's a light motorcycle is what I'm getting at. And there's going to be a lot of smaller riders that's going to really, really like this bike. It has got a lot going for it. There's a lot of people this bike is going to suit, and I'm one of them. This weather, the rain's clogging up my visor with the steam and everything else. It's just a pain. Anyway, if you were going out with people that are going a little bit faster, if you are going out with people that are going to be doing some high speed riding, is this bike going to keep up with them? No, I don't think it will. I don't think, again, I don't think this is a slow bike, and I don't want to put this bike down because it's fast enough. I just think it's not going to get anywhere near a big engined adventure bike or a sports bike or anything like that. They'll just disappear on you. But you don't need that. Like, I don't need that at this point in my life now. I just need a bike that is capable of doing motorway speeds. This is capable of doing motorway speeds. This is the kind of bike really that for a new rider it will be brilliant, and it's the kind of bike that for years you'd be happy with it, because for years you will find that the performance is good enough. It's just a lovely, 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 lovely thing to ride. Soaked to the skin, but it is what it is. Oh, and there's all these other demo bikes here. Going to park it right, look at that, it's like there's a space right in the middle for me amongst all of the other demo bikes. Yeah, so let me just give you the summary of this bike. So what we've got, I mean, if you surrounded by these other Kawasaki's that are here that are a lot more expensive. This is definitely the budget option. You know, next to the Z900 one side, the 1100 SX the other side, considerably more expensive bikes, but this one, it holds its own quite nicely. It's a comfortable bike, it will do motorway speeds, it looks nice, it rides beautifully. So if this is a bike you're interested in, I'll put a link in the description for Millennium Motorcycles. Nice little thing, this. I'm just about to get on my own bike to start going home, and I completely forgot to tell you. So there are some amazing offers on the Eliminator 500 at the minute, and there's some decent finance deals. However, I've got to mention it as well, your service intervals are 600 miles for your first service, and then 4,000 miles or annually, whichever comes first. It's got a 4-year warranty, which is pretty good, and it's brilliant for peace of mind for anybody who worries about that sort of stuff. Hassle-free motoring for 4 years, decent. That is going to do me. I'll catch you guys on the next one. Laters.
He's a killer, that's right.